so when I was a student, we were told that you must have a therapeutic distance
Yes.
with your client. That
I don't believe in that.
and I don't believe in it.
I can't. Yeah.
Because they will say, okay, if you have a therapist-client relationship, of course it must be characterized by trust.
Yeah.
But they say that it is not necessarily, you can't share your own experiences with the client.
Yeah.
And that you should try to limit connections, like emotional connections, because they may cause what psychology calls defense mechanisms, like transference or projection. So you're worried about those coming out in the therapy.
Yeah.
And that it is, because it is limited, usually a relationship between a client and a therapist. And they say friendship has no boundaries. I'm like, what kind of friendship are you talking about? You know? They say friendship, they said, so and I was looking at my notes, I still have my notes from first year, where we had to write a comparison between how friendships are and how a therapeutic relationship is. And when I looked at it, I was like, nah, I'm pretty sure I have provided occupational therapy services more than one time, effectively and sustainably. And part of it was because I established companionship. And companionship necessarily means that I can no longer have this distance between me and the patient. It means I must humanize the patient
100%.
such that I am comfortable having this patient experience companionship with me or with other patients as well. Because
Definitely.
you know, so that's what happened. So as a result, I have a long-lasting, I'll call it companionship now, with one of our practice sites at the university. I got there when I was third year, and I went back when I started supervising students, and I supervised students there, and I still maintain that relationship till this day. So when I bump into any of the members of this organization, we greet each other like friends, and we ask one another what's happening. And I don't feel conflicted in any way, and I don't think I have breached any ethical boundaries.
But to add on to that, it was more than just your relationship with the site. I think the relationship with the students that you supervised. So even that is literally looking, the fact that you supervised me, Siwe, in 2016, you were someone that was marking me, you were from the university, and yet we have a companionship from that experience, because it was not like I am superior. There was none of that sort of positionality coming into play here, where your position could have heavily influenced how I engaged with my block experience. But that, so 5 years later, actually, to be sitting as colleagues and friends, it's not every supervisor can say that with their students.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that is actually, your thinking has influenced your practice. You just seem to not be saying that.
But for me, even establishing rapport as an OT comes with a sense of empathy, and you can build empathy by, creating the boundaries that you're talking about. So, for me, I think it's very necessary that, we should, for me, thinking of even this kind of practice, I feel like you have to break bounds, have to move out of the box, or even create a different space for yourself. Not even you shouldn't, because if you always look through the tunnel of how OT should be, you wouldn't actually go out of your way to do things for people, or in terms of group, or an individual even. So, and of course that also brings me back to, maybe that is the reason why only occupational scientists are writing about these things, because they are not bounded about anything. It's about thinking, using theories, think through and bring out something. But if you are practicing as an OT, the structures, the health departments that you are working with, the structures and all that. So for me, that is my thinking around it. I think thinking this way also requires empathy, and it's like doing what you feel. and coming out of the box with a different kind of mindset. So, like as I said, let's talk about occupational justice. Let's talk about